Virgo, this is your week ahead astrology forecast from Astrology Motivation by Born Without Boundaries. My name is Michelle. Welcome. In this video, we're going to go over the weekly planetary aspects and transits and how they're impacting your natal sun and what that means for your day to day. We're going to cover May 26th through the 31st Virgo. We're going to start really broad with the stuff that's impacting everybody and the kind of the vibe that we should all know about. And then I'm going to focus it down to the specifics that all Virgos should be focused on. And then I'm going to break it into the decans. A decan is a group of 10 degrees. We as astrologers break everything up to within a sort of to within a not radius, that's a wrong word. A span of 10 degrees is what is going to make or break an aspect, either make the aspect exist or not exist. So there are 3 decans in every zodiac sign because all zodiac signs are 30 degrees. So there's 10 degrees in each decan. There's 3 degrees in each zodiac sign. If you don't know exactly where your natal sun sits in the zodiac sign of Virgo, that's okay. All you really need to know for this video is your birth date because I will be giving you the correlating birth dates. But if you have the exact placement of your natal sun in Virgo, that's much better. And it's easy to get and it's free. You just search free natal chart. There's a ton of websites that will pop up. You need your birth date, which you already have, your birth time, and your birth location, all of which you'll find on your birth certificate, and that'll give you the exact location of your natal sun in Virgo. But like I said, you can enjoy this reading without that because I will estimate the correlating birth dates so that you'll know about what is impacting you exactly. So there aren't any major transits this week, but there are major aspects going on. One that's been going on since last week, and that is Jupiter square Pluto, and then Pluto opposite Mars, and Mars square Jupiter. And Mars and Pluto both square the south node, square the north node. Jupiter is conjunct the north node. It's a big square and grand cross in the sky. This is like a pressure hole. Honest to God, I think this is how diamonds are made. It's definitely how we unclog a clog, or the kind of pressure that pushes things forward, gets things done, and changes things radically because Pluto is involved. And when Pluto changes things, the changes don't get undone. They're permanent, like metamorphosis, like when the caterpillar becomes the butterfly. The butterfly never returns back to the caterpillar. It's not what it was meant to be. So now it's almost like a big old pressure cooker. I also called it Roto-Rooter. It's going to relentlessly unclog a clog and start to push things forward again. This week we also have the helpful aspect of Saturn sextile Jupiter, or Jupiter sextile Saturn, excuse me. This is really helpful energy because it's probably the most productive aspect that is in astrology. This kind of energy can get anything done. It's optimistic, it's expansive, it's progressive, and it is logical and rational. It plays by the rules, but it kind of makes its own rules, but it makes you see what rules need to change and what new things we can start allowing in. This is actually incredible energy for creating something very special and very beautiful. But if you feel that pressure, that relentless unavoidable change that's coming, that's why. It's the pressure cooker in the air. By the 1st of June, Pluto is going to be in opposition to Venus. So instead of it being in opposition to Mars, because Mars will move deeper into Leo, it will be in opposition to Venus. This is actually a lot lighter of an energy because Pluto opposite Mars is just beyond intense, impulsive, and destructive. Whereas Venus, it's frustrating. It can be, it will definitely change things, but Venus is gentler than Mars in general, and it will change things that specifically impact value systems, especially in Cancer, which could be family value, family inheritance, family finances, family money, your family valuing you. all of those things can be impacted, but that starts at the end of this week on June 1st. So we'll talk more about that next week. Virgo, let's get into what Mercury is doing, because it's your ruling dignitary and you should always be aware of what Mercury is doing, because it will sort of color the broad strokes of your week, of your day, of your month, whatever energy Mercury is in. So whatever zodiac sign Mercury is in will become sort of the motif of your life for a while. So Mercury is moving between 10 and 16 degrees Taurus, which means it's in the second decan of Taurus. So those of you who are Virgo 2s will get into what that means for you. Most of the week, Mercury is unaspected. There's only one minor aspect that's happening to Mercury, and that is a semi-square to Neptune, which means frustration when it comes to brain fog, when it comes to sort of irritation or not being able to get out of your own head or losing yourself in fantasy a little bit more than usual. That won't last more than this week, but just sort of be patient with yourself. And definitely, if you have any serious conversations or applications to put in, interviews or contracts to sign, ask for advice of a trusted advisor before you do. Because, I mean, only when it comes to real serious things, you should be very wary of this aspect. It just could interrupt or confuse or just interrupt certain things. So just be aware, but only with major serious things. A semi-square usually isn't that serious. It's more frustrating energy. So, but don't be afraid to ask for help. Let's go to the decans. Now, Virgo 1. If you are born between 0 and 9 degrees Virgo, you are Virgo 1. Normally, this correlates to August Virgos. So Virgos who were born between August 22nd and August 31st are Virgo 1s. Your natal sun is square the sun. The sun is in Gemini right now. This could cause sort of ego conflicts. This could also cause a sense of arrogance. This could also cause kind of headbutting, being more egotistical, or being so set on yourself and so completely wrapped in yourself you don't necessarily see other people's perspective or point of view. It could also cause some character conflicts and some self-esteem conflicts. So just know that that's not going to last more than this week, but it could cause a few issues. I'm sorry about the noise, guys. I apologize. There's also a trine to Jupiter. So this is beautiful energy for you guys. Trine to Jupiter is fortune and abundance and optimism. And Jupiter is in Taurus. So it really is all about expanding the your financial portfolio. So anything financial could be really growing and prospering this week. A good deal of expansion and growth to be added to your life, and it should, because it's a trine, come really naturally and be very, very kind of harmonious in your life. Something maybe a fortune coming in, not fortune, but abundance coming in a way that it helps to balance things out or to heal you, or money just when you need it in order to take care of something that matters to you. You take your pick. In fact, leave your comments below. I'd love to know how it's impacting you. But this is a really beautiful week for you. Long-term transits are your natal suns are opposite to Saturn, which means constant tension and frustration when it comes to contracts, rules, laws, obligations, and even authority figures. You could be butting heads with your dad or your parents and for the next year or so, and maybe even finding your own space and asserting your own authority is being challenged right now. And then we have Pluto. There is quincunx to Pluto that is going to be for the next couple of years. This means that there's going to be dynamic and irreversible changes that are happening in your life, but they will cause frustration in your life, and it will all come through very frustrating, kind of rough and rugged. Doesn't mean it's going to end up bad, but it won't be comfortable. FYI. Virgo 2s. So if you are born between September 1st and September 9th or 10th, that is Virgo 2. So basically the first 10 days of September is a Virgo 2. You guys have a beautiful trine to Mercury this week. Now, what does that mean? Well, Mercury is your ruling dignitary. So there's a comfort level in your abilities and your skills, in your mindset, in your thoughts. There's also a harmony with what you've learned, being able to apply it in practical ways. There is a sense of a like real fluency with how you speak or with your ideas, with being able to communicate them, being able to write them down and articulate them. A trine to Mercury is always a wonderful time for you to interview or give a presentation or get up there and sing and share your talents and gifts, write something or put in paperwork, fill out something or apply for something. All of these things will come out very fortunate for you if you do any of that this week. There is a long-term a long-term quincunx to Chiron, which has been going on for a while, so it's not new energy. This is just struggle and challenge and learning how to deal with and heal pain and suffering that's happened in your life, especially the physical kind, since Chiron is currently in Aries. So this is any kind of physical pain or struggles or suffering that you've been through. There's extra frustration, and it's kind of tumultuous and stirring up the dirt right now for the next couple of years. It's going to be fading for those of you who are born more toward the beginning of the second decan. So I would say those of you who were born maybe the 1st through the 5th, it's starting to lessen. You're starting to be able to find resolutions for things now, and it's not as painful or frustrating for you. The lessons are starting to be learned, and you're coming out of the training period. But those of you toward the end of the second decan, so up to say the 10th, are still probably in the thick of it right now, because you are in because Chiron is 18 degrees Aries. So it's forming a really tight quincunx with your natal sun, which is just be aware of it, and be aware that this physical stress, this physical pain, or anything with your body or even your personal identity that you've had to suffer because of, is to help you grow. And it may be teaching you the hard way, but it is trying to teach you, and it's the best way to use this energy to eventually make progress. And then we have Virgo 3s. So Virgo 3s, your natal suns are in opposition to Neptune. That's a long-term transit. What does that mean? Major distraction. People will very easily bamboozle you. This is a sense of even deception or delusion that's going to come into play. Any kind of important ideas, and this has been going on for a couple of years, you could be easily tricked or easily fooled, and if somebody plays on your fantasies, you could be easily led into the wrong direction. So please, especially with important things, always take guidance, always take counsel. And then we have a long-term trine to Pluto if you are at the very cusp between Virgo and Libra. So a trine to Pluto means it's sort of your metamorphosis stage, really coming out of the cocoon and starting to show your wings as a butterfly. This is a sense of emerging toward a higher self or a better version of yourself. You have an intensity and a commitment to your duty and an extreme certainty about what your purpose is in life, and the courage to move forward with it. And then you have a long-term trine to Uranus as well, and that means oddities like things, happy surprises, or getting in touch with the dynamics that are outside of your comfort zone about who you are, which fits in really perfectly with that trine to Pluto, because you're open to change and you're open to being interested in things that are outside of the normal. This week, your natal suns are sextile to Venus. So this is an extremely romantic week for you. There are a lot of opportunities just to be seen as beautiful. People will naturally see you as beautiful with a sextile to Venus. This is a great time to take opportunities to change your hair, change your aesthetic. If you're thinking of doing that, this is a great time to schedule that hair appointment, or change the aesthetics of your surroundings, your house. It's just a good time. Like, things will work out very well. If you're going on dates this week, you'll actually really enjoy them. You might actually meet people that you're very attracted to. People will find you very attractive this week. This can actually work to your advantage if you are putting yourself out there, going out for, whatever kind of thing that you have to be seen for. You will be appealing. So this is really helpful energy. Virgo, I apologize for the constant buzzing and all the craziness with the lights. I'm not where I usually am. I'm actually traveling. So thank you for your patience today. Please do come over to Born Without Boundaries Tarot for your week ahead tarot card reading. And subscribe to the channel and help us grow over here. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye, Virgo.